Open water with sharks in it, he gon' swim. Ain't stopping down the groove line. For that money respect, I'm more than willing to shoot.
You are, you have been, you will be under the groove.
Hoover Brewers, young hoes, we fly shit. Stash box properly placed in the cockpit. Steady mobbing, no politics in the gossip. It's a groove, man, brown hair, nigga, watch this.
Can't stop it. I love who riders in the profit. Moving through the set. Tangerine Corvette. Pretty young thing. She a fly roulette. Born in the head. No Russian roulette. Two for the set. Flying on deck. Three hoes waiting on line for the deck. Four straps in the stash. I'm down with the shit. Five with the deuce. Six with the dubs. Anybody kill a hella dollars in the cross. 6 city styling. Looking like a dog. So that's 16. My niggas putting on. $1 million dreaming. 8 figures. Give me my number table in case a nigga need a reason.
You will be under the groove.
So who inspired you though? I mean, other than the Brims, having to walk through certain boundaries and shit to get from point A to point B, what individual from the community, you know, that you saw who was an inspiration, say, man, you know what, I want to mimic this guy. I want to assimilate to this style, this character, man. Who was that? Or who were they?
Well, I had one person that, you know, was real good with me. His name was Freddie Brooks.
Okay.
He was a gladiator. And he used to come
home.
He
was a gladiator?
He was a gladiator. And he used to come home, man, on swole. And one time I was coming down the street and it was about 4 gladiators. And they were socking the Volkswagen tire to see who can make it sound like the rubber was squeaking. Yeah. And I'm talking about they were socking the Volkswagen and make it go, I said, no, I'm talking with their fists, man.
Yeah.
I'm talking hitting the Volkswagen tire and you can make it screech the loud like it's burning rubber. So yeah, every time I see Freddie Brooks, man, that was I saw holler at him, and he was like the ultimate game banger. So, you know, yeah, that's what I mimic. You know, I went and got swole to do whatever I need to do because Freddie Brooks was he was real cool.
That was your inspiration.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, your motivation in terms of game banging. Yeah, and again, I think a lot of people when you ask them, or you get into what brought them into this, is somebody that impressed them, like you were impressed by Freddie Brooks. Socking on Volkswagen tires.
Hit the tire while the whole car shaking about. I know a Volkswagen is small, you can't fire on it with your fist and make the rubber sound like it's burning. And they was doing that, man. Them dudes.
Wow. So all right, man. That's gonna be something somebody's gonna have something to say about in the comments, man. Watch.
Hey, man.
No, I mean the older heads. Somebody's gonna remember that. Someone's gonna remember that, and they're gonna speak to that like, yeah, I remember that type of stuff. Watch, that's coming.
It wasn't no joke.
So when we get into or we start talking about this gang activity, man, and gang banging and stuff, was Five Deuces Hoover Gangster Crip the first set you were from?
First and only.
Mm-hmm.
It's the only way I've been Hoover. That's it. Nothing else.
Straight up, that was it.
Straight up.
Why?
Well, where I'm from, how I came up, how I was attacked, and who joined in with me. I had, all the homies, we was together. So it was like a band of brothers, basically.
Yeah. Okay, and some of the same cats you grew up with as children.
Same cats. I still talk to them today.
Coming up in this shit, man, for you, I don't know, your demeanor is saying, you like the shit,
Oh yeah.
It was what you did.
It's what I did, hey man, I ain't denying nothing on the H.
Right.
That's what I was doing.
And that's crazy you said that. Again, I can revert back or think back to individuals I spoke to said the same thing for me. And I used to like it. Yeah. Joe was one of them. So man, I used to like it. He said, be honest. Yeah. I liked it. So there was a certain excitement.
Well, after you get rushed a few times by the Rams, you want to get all of them. It was just like every time I turn around, if it wasn't Victor Cooper or Byron, it was Mad Dog. Mad Dog. One day he took I had a girlfriend named Valerie Stovall. He took her cigarette. She came and told me. I said, man, I got to go fight this dude. She said, Mad Dog took my cigarette. I said, where he at? He's in front of Taco Top right there on Vermont 60. So I know that he was high off kryptonite. So I just went in there and got one of them bottles that say no deposit, no return, and went filled it up with sand and walked up to him while everybody was out on the front of John Muir and just cracked him in his head right there and walked away. He fell out. They said, oh, you're not Big Ten, not Mad Dog. The brims was on me from then on out.
From that point
every day I had to fight some brims going on.
Wow.
Every day.
And her cigarette. Over her cigarette.
Her cigarette. Yeah, but you know, hey man, you know, that was my girl. So I had to go, and there was a bunch of other people that scared, and they was looking at all the rest of the cats. So I had to step up. So I went over there and handled it.
Oh,
but
man,
after that though, that was like the ultimate sin because they know who I was. Yeah. Every time you see me, it was going down. Yeah.
I want to ask you, from that point on, did Mad Dog?
I didn't see him like? I didn't see him no more, but I was looking for him. I always walked out the front of the school. I never walked out the side.
Right.
I walked out the front. They got to see me.
Right.
So, you know,
the front is right there on Vermont.
Right on Vermont, right there, across the street from Taco Top. I walked right out of there. So, you know, I was going down.
Wow. Man.
Every day. Some days they wouldn't be there because I guess some of the West Side Crips ran them away. You know what I mean? They come down Vermont and they scatter. You know, but other than that, most of the days they would be right there, a couple of them. So if it's 2 or 3, they probably wouldn't do nothing. But if it was a few of them, like if Mad Dog was there, the older, his name was Robert Lee. I think he did. He was like, if he was there, today he rushing. Anybody that he knew that went across Slausons, they was considered Crips already. They was getting them. So, you know, that's how
already boundaries were set.
Already set.
Yeah.
Anybody cross Slausons, you know, that was the other side.
And I can imagine you kicking out some OG names from Brims, man, you know, because I've never heard, you know.
General Lee. General Lee was like the top dog over there. Man.
General Lee.
Robert Lee, yeah.
Six Deuce Brims.
Harbor Park boy.
Yeah, Harbor Park boy.
Original Robert Lee.
Okay.
Me and him got to be kind of cool right before he died, though.
Is that right?
Yeah, most of all the Brims is friends with me now. We done fought each other and try to kill each other. Now we all cool.
Oh, yeah.
We got to be 60, almost 70 years old now. Ain't no problem. I said, I remember when you tried to kill. Never mind. You know, that's how it went, though. That's how I go with anything.
Oh man, deep. Damn, I'm now my mind is spinning. My wheels turning like shoot, man. One day we can get one of them cats on here and have a discussion.
Oh yeah, you know
what I mean. I think it's
a few of them. It's a few of them still around. Most of them passed on, but it's a few of them still around.
I think that's worth looking into right there, man. So when we're talking about Five Deuces, Hoover Gangster Crip, I want to first ask, okay, to your knowledge, who started that? Who started Five Deuces, Hoover Gangster Crip?
The young homies. It was a few young homies the homies on 54th Street. You had Gangster T, Big Dre Dog, you had Joker, you had Big Coco, Willbone, and you had the homies on 55th Street, Big Chris. You had the homies on 56th Street. There was a lot of young homies on 56th Street. You had Rick Rock, Lil Live, Big Mad Man, Bodie. You had all the way down the street. You had Rick Rock. You had a few of them. I don't know all of them, but it was a whole lot of them. I know Rick Rock was over there. Bodie, Madman Tim, Lil Live. It was a couple of more down there that they're young, so I didn't know. You had 58, you had Fat Rat, Psycho Mike,
right,
Looney. You had a bunch of them around there. On 55th, you had Red Jr. You know, on 57, you had Randy Parker. You know what I mean? Monarch, that's who. Mad Dog, Five Deuces. Yeah.
Now, I don't know how correct this is, but you said Baby Crazy and Boo Capone. It was they, come off Broadway, said, man, we're gonna start our own shit. Can you speak to, or can you share with us how it was, or why was it they decided it was gonna be Five Deuces Hoover?
Well,
how did that conceptualize with them? Because Hoover's already up and running down in the 70s and 80s and 90s. You know what I mean? So how did that?
The way I got it, they marginalized from we got Fish, Ken Dog, and Boo, and then you had Coco. All of them was on their street. They was just claiming 50s, and then I guess some kind of way, which I really don't put a pinpoint on it, but they got the way they wanted to claim Five Deuces because the Broadways had told them that ain't only gonna be one Five Deuces over here. And that kind of like resonated through the whole set. And once they started getting up with the Broadways, they start having like everybody got their own little crew that you hang with.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Them streets you name.
Right. So you
everybody
got Fish, you got Ken Dog, and you even got Shamrock, their brother.
Shamrock, their brother.
Right. So you had Rick Rock. You had about like maybe 20 of them
Mhm.
that was like hanging out. And they started claiming Five Deuces. Boo was with them. Big Coco, rest in peace. Will Bone. It was a bunch of them hanging out. And so they start some kind of way. They start claiming 52nd Street in rebellious.
In rebellion against the Broadway.
Yeah. So you know, because everybody was on their own street. You know what I mean? And then they start claiming 52nd Street. So they basically
it almost seemed like it's two schools of thought there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Two cliques.
It was,
so to speak, that brought this thing together, you know.
Well,
that's
the
what it
Five
almost
Deuces
sounds like.
always been rebellious. Like you said, we was
That's
claiming 50s.
Yeah.
And once they said that, the young homies was already geared up to go. But once we heard about it, I said, what? And then, you know, most of the older homies like Big Red, me, Gangster T, Big Dre Dog, everybody came on at the same time to go and defend what was ours, I guess.
Okay, got you.
Five Deuces. So that's what we started.
I heard it told that there were these two walls.
Oh yeah, the one on 54.
Okay, that's one. And then there was another one on Western.
It was one well, the homie Pookie had one in his backyard.
Okay.
That was up and had everybody.
Where was that?
It was on Vernon. Right before you get to Fig on Vernon.
Okay.
Pookie had one over there.
Okay, that's one.
The one on Western didn't last that long, but the one on 54th, right there by the liquor store, where all the homies' name, the original homies' name on it.
That's the one.
That's
54th. That's
right
the first one.
Yeah, that's the first.
But I brought that up because they were both significant.
Right.
In that whose names were on the walls were like day ones or so-called founders. You know.
Fish.
Yeah.
Boo, Coke Dog, Will Bone. I don't know if Rick Rock's name's on there, but I think they had Baby
I think
Crazy.
it was.
Rick Rock, Baby Crazy. You had Little Live. You had there was a bunch of
them. Now these are, and when I said the two schools of thought that culminated, that became that one get down. That's what I was speaking about.
Right.
You know,
exactly.
I mean, these, you know, and these are all individuals. These are all individuals who are reputable.
Right. Exactly.
And founders, you know, originators to this shit, man. So that's why I brought that. I didn't want to lead nothing out in terms of what I understood or my lacing of the history was, you know, coupled with yours, because you surely got more of it than me, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to throw that in there, man. Excuse me. But so you know, the Five Deuces Broadway Gangster Crips per se didn't have anything to do with establishing the Five Deuces Hoover Gangster Crips. So in other words, their fingerprint on like, this is we help initiate or create Five Deuces Hoover Gangster Crips.
Yeah, well, we didn't use the G because they had the G. Our G came from our origin with the Gladiators and different origins up in there. It was gangsters and hustlers. We just put it together. Like, you know, we use that because the G was from the Gladiators.
So the G didn't come from gangster, from Broadway gangsters.
No, it came from our gangster came from the Gladiators.
And that's a fact.
Yeah, that's a fact right there. That's how we got put the G and the Five Deuces Hoover Gangsters. From the Gladiators. That was the G. That's how we got that. We didn't get it from the Five Deuces.
That, as you said, they had that area was theirs.
Exactly. The turf that we got, the Gladiators.
Y'all inherited it from
right.
Them.
So we use based on everything from our past with the G. Like
that origin, so to speak.
Right. That's how we got that. We didn't get it from nobody else. We got that from the Gladiators. That was the footstone of our set. The Gladiators were right there first. Well, they made it safe for us to walk up and down the street because it was other people like the businessman. They kept them away. Slausons didn't come messing with them, so it was pretty tough. So you know, wasn't that many of them, but they was tough.
Okay, now see, that's beautiful. That's history for your ass. Because I didn't know that. Yeah. Again, a whole lot. See, and that's the thing, man. The beauty of this, man, we getting laced, man, with the history, man, of this Hoover shit. That's not something I knew. I was under the impression, you know, you hear the stories coming up about who have a fingerprint on what in terms of initiating some or an inception of something. It was said in the past that BGCs help establish, or it was established HGC because of BGC Five Deuces. I heard that a while back, a long time ago. But hearing this different spin is something, you know, something
actually they created another entity when stuff happened. I don't know what it was over, but they left and we formed. But we was already together doing something anyway. Everybody they clicked. We was already clicked. It was Crip orientated from the beginning. Okay. So once that happened, they came together. All the young homies. The young homies started claiming Five Deuces before all the old homies. All the young homies now, they be in their late 50s. Yeah. Right about now, they the ones started the Five Deuces.
You talking about Fish now?
Fish, Kendall, Boo, Big Coco, Wilborn.
Yeah, my age. Yeah. Whoa. Okay.
They had them all over, but the most of the Five Deuces was on 54th and 56. You had Fat Rat and them was on 58. Him and Psycho Mike, but most of the homies was on 54th and 56.
These are day ones founders you're talking about.
These
now.
Day ones,
54th to 56.
56. Them was the most. That was the abundance of the homies when they first started off. Yeah. So it was about 20.
One of the biggest cliques, let's say.
Right. It was about 20, about 23, 24, maybe 25 of them from the
beginning. Whoa. Yep. Between them three streets.
Yep. 54, 55th, and 56. And it was on 52nd. It was just me, Boo, and Spooky.
Whoa.
Big Spook. And
Fat Rat and them was 58.
Fat Rat was 58. Him and Psycho Mike.
Whoa. Okay, so
you know, Big Looney.
Yeah.
And Ralph. Rough Dog. They was all over.
Yeah. Cause 58.
58. Yeah.
58. Yeah. Right. Man, that's crazy, man. Let me ask you, did you know Buddha?
Big Buddha? I know Big Buddha and Little Buddha.
Yeah. Yeah, because he was not only a reputable, he was a good homie.
He was a good homie.
And he had ties.
He was right there.
Both sides.
Right. Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean the Hoover Gangster Crips and the Broadway Gangster Crips. Yeah. Five Deuces. So that's why I brought that up, man. And that has a lot to do with me saying, hey man, but was there any truth in this, that, and the third about the inception of Five Deuces Hoover Gangster Crips through or by way of the Broadway Gangster Crips? But yeah, he was a dude, man, that most knew, his loss was felt, man, on both sides. Oh, yeah. No doubt about that. What can you tell us, man? Now Boo Capone is another good homie. What's happening, homie? Send love, you know what I'm saying? Respect. Day one dude.
Day one.
Yeah.
Day one.
Day one. One of the founders, I think. Is that safe to say?
Oh yeah, he's one of it.
Yeah.
On the wheel.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, Boo put tattoos on him. Boo was tattooing him. I didn't know he was a tattoo artist. He's making shit. It was for Five Deuces. He was putting tattoos.
Wait a minute. He was branding on. He's like
a tattoo Joker. I think he might have tattooed Bo D. He was tattooed Lil Live. He tattooed all of them. Man.
Yeah.
Sure they was Five Deuces. Schoolboy. He tattooed all of them.
Oh man, yes, I didn't know that. Again, history. Yeah, that's the love one, man. And I try to stay in contact with him, man. He's actually doing a book. Writing a book about Boo. He's in the process of getting that out.
Right.
Can't wait to get that, man, and read it. See what's in that thing, man. But I brought Boo up because I know he's he's a significant, piece to the machine. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to see if you speak on him for a bit, man. Just drop some signs about Boo, man, because he is a loved one. He's loved.
Boo grew up on 52nd Place. They moved over there in 1970, and from day one, Boo was my driver for all my go-karts.
No sir.
Yeah, I drive
as kids. Now we talking
about
kids. Not talking about no getaway car, no robbery.
That came on later, but I'm just saying he was my wheelman for all the go-karts I used to build. I used to build all kind of go-karts. I used to take chassis off and make them, but Boo was my man. We won every race.
What?
Me and Boo, yeah. That was my man. He could drive. I'm talking when he was like 6 years old, he can drive better than anybody. When he was 6. Yeah, when he was 6 years old, he can beat people driving. He was a real good driver. I'm talking about that
man should have been in NASCAR or something.
Man, he could have did anything.
Yeah. Boo, man. What else, man?
As we went older, we did stuff. I stole cars and everything. I kind of corrupted them. I taught them how to steal cars real quick and all kind of stuff.
You already talked about it driving.
I taught them how to steal cars. Yeah. We done did a whole lot of stuff together. So I can't even mention that. But we was like, we done everything. Boo was like, man, it was like the giant and the short guy. We would do everything together. We did everything. Me and Boo.
That's a sick call. The giant and the short guy.
Yeah,
hey, But Boo, hey man, and good dude, man, heart of gold.
Yeah.
Like I said, love and respect it, man. Hoover's man far and wide. I didn't want to miss mentioning him, you know what I'm saying, no more than I would or do Fish.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, that's
yeah.
another love one,
Oh
man.
yeah.
Joker, Rick Rock.
Oh
you
yeah.
know, and these guys, the thing about that spook is that a lot of y'all don't understand that, you know, for a lot of loved ones who you expect to, we want to have on the show, they can't come because they have certain
well, you know,
obligations,
yeah,
you know, paperwork type shit.
Yeah, that's the way it is. When
They can't do this. You know what I mean? Even
right.
if it's done in a positive sense, a positive manner, you know what I'm saying? It's still is jeopardy to them.
Right.
So when they get off that paper, man, you know, we got a spot for them. Hopefully they come and sit down with us, man. But like I say, man, Ken Dog, man, what's happening? Shamrock, you know, just with Fish last night, man. Good dude, looking healthy, doing his thing, man. You know, much love and respect you brothers, man.
We can't get our Big Spooky was
I said Spook.
Yeah. Big Spook was handling his business too.
Yeah, real
Gangsta T used to handle
Dre Dog,
Dre Dog, they handling their business, man. Dre Dog was like one of the only Crips in the jungle at one time.
Oh yeah.
Before any Brims or Bloods was up there, Dre Dog was up there cripping,
making it happen.
Five Deuces by itself. You know what I mean? Up there.
And this is just honorary mention, you know what I'm saying? Because you know, Bosco, man, love you.
Yeah,
you know,
Crazy
DD. You know, that's the love one. Yeah, man, you know, this shit is chalk with history, man. So you know, let's get back into it. I want to ask you also, man. We're talking about Five Deuces Hoover Gangster Crips, so we're talking about the community. You know what I mean? You just said there's streets of this, you know what I mean? And these streets consist of this community. You familiar with Mama Mary?
Oh yeah, Mama Mary with them good old dinners.
Yeah.
Oh man, she used to have it going on.
Yeah.
Mama Mary had everything.
Let's share that with the people, man, because some don't know, you know.
Well, Mama Mary used to cook, man, but Mama Mary had all her kids was from Five Deuces. You know, you had the Harrises, you had Stephanie, Bobby and Michael, and you had the Paynes, you had Marvette, you had Marcia, and you had Marvin, the 3 M's.
Yeah.
And even their father, One Way, that's Big Marvin. He was everybody, the whole family was from Five Deuces. So you know, that was like a military family. They was all into
with the business.
With the business, you know what I mean? The girls and the boys.
We were starting Mama Mary. She cooked. She, you know, people knew her to, you know, get them dinners out. And
she didn't only just cook.
Yeah,
if you come over there with a gunshot, she can go ahead on and hook you up. Like in the homegirl Naomi too. You go over there with a gun.
She was our Florence Nightingale.
Yeah, you go over there with a gunshot. And you couldn't go to the hospital because you on parole or whatever.
Yeah,
they finna take the bullet out or whatever, sew you up and everything.
See you on your way,
man. It was like the Wild Wild West for real. You know what I mean? You go over there and get hooked up. With, you know, you didn't have to go to no hospital, but some people had to go. But I'm talking about if you had a surface wound or something that we know was bleed, you get hooked up right there on 53rd or go on 50th and get hooked up.
Man, imagine that, bro. Imagine that, man. And then you just named her offspring.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then was you know, there's a saying. I just heard this and it kind of makes sense. You know, we have the term for the homegirls, the Hooverlettes. I'm hearing now the Hoover Vets.
The Hoover Vets.
Marvette. That's what I'm hearing.
Oh, that's what they
the
put
Hoover
on.
Vets.
Okay.
Yeah, you know.
Well, you know, you had
that's an honor, I imagine, man. You know, shit.
That's new to me. I haven't heard.
Yeah,
of that.
the Hoover Vets, man. I just submitted a picture to Rico up in New York for Five Deuces Hoover Gangster Crip. Picture I got of her a long time ago when I was doing my time.
Okay.
Yeah, and I sent it to him. And in honor of the homegirls, I'm about to do another intro, outro with just the homegirls, and she's, you know, one of the first pictures in that get out. But Naomi.
Yeah, you had Naomi, you had Tracy.
Okay.
Tracy was like one of the head fly girl, you know, and she got 2 brothers.
Speak to that, the fly girls, because most
fly
don't
girls,
know about the fly
Tracy,
girls.
You know, you had Valerie, you had a few of them up there that was fly girl. They be on Vermont.
What was they get out?
They get out with just, you know, they wore all the feeler stuff, you know what I mean? They would just be fly, you know, they had their little boosting crew. And she had, you know, even that's like a military family, Hoover family, because, you know, Ropey Dope and Kurt, her, and even her daughter, Meech. You know, she had all of them was from Five Deuces. You know, on their
families.
The whole street right there.
Again, man, I can't say this enough, or sometimes it's redundant, but this Hoover shit's community. This is all family, man.
That's it.
From Four Trace to the One Way, these is families. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because all our mothers and mothers knew each other. You know what I mean? So you couldn't go nowhere without somebody knowing who you was on one of them streets.
So we had Mama Mary doing what she do, looking out. Basically, looking out.
Yeah, she looked out.
Then we had Big Marvin.
Big Marvin?
Yeah,
that's One Way.
Yeah.
Man, that's One Way. One Way we came on. One Way. I thought One Way we used to hang out with the Gladiators, but I don't know if he was a Gladiator or not. But he used to hang out with the Gladiators over there.
With the business stuff.
He used to be at the head Gladiator's house, Willie D. Willie D was like the head Gladiator. So they used to be on 50th over there at his house sometimes, between Hoover and Vermont.
Willie D
house, yep.
Yeah, this is old shit right here, man. So One Way was the man.
One Way,
his kids
that's Marvin.
Thumbed down.
Right. That's Marvin. That's Marvin.
Yeah.
One Way, yeah. One Way was a good dude, man. He passed on, rest in peace, you know what I mean? But One Way was cool. Me and him was kind of real tight. He'd do everything, come down the street. He had all kind of stuff. Sometime he'd be on Vermont to see who can knock anybody walking down the street, see who can knock him out, who can get the best knockout. That's what we go find on anybody just walking. Yeah.
Oh my God. So, I was just asking Little Red, I wasn't asking, but that was something he remembered growing up, trying to knock out. Yeah. Let's see if we can develop our knockout.
One Way used to do this. Anybody walking, we used to be standing against the wall. He said, look at him, he look at me, and next thing you know, whoever can get him first, and bam. Sometimes we had to split because we didn't knock somebody out. They fell down and busted their head. Yeah. But it was brutal back then. We didn't hit fire on people that ain't had nothing to do with nothing. Just gang banging, just out there.
That's what it was.
Just keeping your squabble hand tight.
Okay, so that family, man, like I say, man, they have history, and that's just one of many in that area. Families,
Oh yeah,
it's one of many, man. And again, man, our condolences to that family. You know what I'm saying? All the loved ones lost, man. You know, we love them and we miss them. Real shit. Not to have them is kind of, it's a void. There is a void, man. Not just on 52nd Street, but on Hoover and Jim, because everybody knew them.
Yeah, everybody did.
The whole family, So, man,
now you had Trey Ball, which was a fly girl. She was from Five Deuces, her two brothers and her daughter. So that was like a family too. They had something, but mostly it'd be 2 or 3 people out the family was claiming Five Deuces, but that was enough if you get that many people off every street, all the way from Slausons to Vernon. That's a big territory. So, it's a lot. So, you even got people, you got the 50th, you got Crib, Dre, rest in peace. You had Lil 10 Speed, Terry Wright, rest in peace. You had a few dudes.
Your namesake?
Yeah. He rest in peace. You had a few people that was on there on that street. And matter of fact, it was people off all the way down. You had people you had Baldhead Sean, he was out there on Vernon, Inch High and Panay, they were brothers and sisters that was from Five Deuces. All the way down, you had people that was brothers and sisters claiming Five Deuces.
So, what can you tell us about your participation, yours, when it came to grooving with other Hoovers, man? What was that relationship like?
Well,
once Five Deuces was up and running, and it was you guys' mission to let the set know what it was. What was that? How did you develop your relationship with other Hoovers?
I'm the cleanup man, because most of the little homies come over. Somebody was too big for them to get out. They came and got me. So that's why Joker stayed coming to get me. He said, look, man, this big dude over here. I said, all right, let's go. We get over there and go. Next thing, I'm squabbling them down.
Yeah.
That's how I get in. That was my job.
Yeah.
If they couldn't handle it, they come get me. If he was too big or his chunkums was too good, they come get me.
Okay.
So that's how I got in. That was my role.
Okay.
I was the cleanup man.
Okay.
Down.
And as a result of this, what was your relationship like with the homies after the fact? After you knuckled up with the homies and shit, set shit straight, man. Did you have a good rapport with the homies up and down?
All of them.
Yeah.
Because we did stuff for each other.
Right.
Somebody, didn't have something, we say, look, we can go do this or whatever. Basically, like I said, we was together at real like glue and didn't even know it. That was from our mothers and stuff, knowing each other. They went to church together and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? We all went to 52nd, John Muir and Manuel. That was the 3 schools.
That was okay. Yeah, John and Madden. Okay. Yeah. You said Madden Elementary?
No, Manual Arts.
Manual. Oh, okay. There was that. Okay. Who was your tightest relationship with another homie from Hoover, not from Five Deuces?
Oh, me, I had my Pretty Tony was me and Pretty Tony is real tight. And I had me and Pretty Tony, that was my number 1 from A-Trey.
Yeah.
And Norwood, rest in peace. That was my
994,
Yep. And Thin Man from 11 Deuce. Big Smiley from 107. I had a bunch of homies that these people I still talk to. Big Smiley right now.
Right.
Nut Man from 7-4.
Rest in peace. Yeah.
Little Nut Man. I still talk to him right now.
Okay.
Both of the Scoobies. They cool.
Oh yeah.
Both of them.
Okay. You know, and I think that's important as well. You know, that's what again we talk about family, we talk about structuring community. So it's always, I think, important for me to ask the homies, you know, who was your guy from another set? You know what I'm saying? And what was that relationship like? You know what I'm saying? How did you guys support each other, respect and love one another? You know, that's an important shit, man, I think. And so as far as your involvement, man, when it came to, you know, that get down, that participate with other homies, man, especially on the set with
Trey folks, 7-Eleven, the Deuce and the 9. You have been, you will be under the bridge.
But we ain't game banging. This is about education. We trying to educate our youth right now, nigga. Hey. Said day is the best day. Skip walking across the floor in the best way. From Trey to the one way. It's a stump day. LA to the NY. Let this funk
play. Back in them days, it was love, loyalty, respect, and honesty.
That's my nigga Gumby right
there.
You know,
ex-busters, hooks, and snitches put on pedestals and ventilators.
Say lows on that Hoover shit. HIP, Tony Moon, one of the hardest poets I ever heard, connected with this star shit. Hey, baby Jap and Jap 5, quick to set it off on the mic in the shack live.
When the shit get real and feel to the wheel, and then you will see you sitting up in that motherfucker looking at that light center, that death center.
Then they run into the witness stand, telling on their own homeboys.
Hoover stomp, all night like this. Hoover stomp.
I know trouble. I know how to start them. More trouble.
I'm a New York nigga in the Pacific Sun. I say West Side Hoover if you ask where I'm from. Finest California runs, still infusing my lungs. All about my bread, I ain't leaving.
Understand the end game. What's your end game? What's your purpose?
Keep one in the head or I don't need a gun. I'm with Hawk on Hoover Street with a low ass jump. Hopping down Figueroa with a whole selling cunt.
You have been.
Like this, come second to none. Grooving like Scotty Young, grooving like Booker Bone. I'm bad to the bone.